Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I get so many questions from data engineer. So I thought of jotting down all the questions and answer in this platform the most common questions that is being asked to me. So let's get started with the top 7 questions that are being asked to me by data engineers. So the first question is, do I need computer science degree to become a data engineer? So pause this and think about it. The data engineers that are all over the world, are they all computer science degree students? No, right? Having a computer science degree will be a fundamental basic requirement that a student can have. It will be like a plus. So what will happen is, if you have a computer science degree, you will have knowledge related to operating system, networking, C++, a programming language, SQL, and so on, right? But even if you don't have a computer science degree, you can actually get all these skills and improve your skills and get into a data engineering field. So for example, if you don't know SQL, which is required for data engineers, then you can learn SQL by your own or from a tutorial or from a book, right? Everything you don't go ahead and learn from a degree, a bachelor's or a master's degree. You need to learn a lot of things from your own. And even the life lessons that you get, it's not from your books. It's from the lessons that you experience on everyday basis. So how you can go ahead and learn everything about data engineers is about actually getting mentored from data engineers or reading books or even doing projects that will help you become a data engineer. So basically, computer science degree is not a mandate to become a data engineer. It is a plus if you are already having a computer science degree. So the second question we have is, how long does it take to become job ready? So the real talk is, it all depends upon you. What does that mean? It means it depends on what skill set you have currently and what is your goal, as well as how much time you are committed to achieve that particular goal. Ideally, if you are just beginning in this career, then it will take around 6 to 8 months to become a data engineer, because there's a lot of things you need to learn in order to become a data engineer. It's not just one programming language or one tool or technology that you need to learn. It's very vast, so it will require a committed effort every day and patiently hone your skill every day in order to achieve that goal. Even if you go ahead and put an hour each day, that will help you in reaching the goal, rather than learning everything in one day, which is not possible. So if you know how the learning curve works, then you will realize that every day, if you put some effort, then only it will help you in reaching the goal. So after few days, whatever you learn, you forget, right? So you have to revise it after next few days, let's say after 7 days, and then 10 days, then after 1 month. And that's how you remember the things and everything gets into your brain. There are so many things that you need to learn. You need to learn SQL, you need to learn programming, you need to learn the modern tech stack like PySpark, the Hadoop, the Databricks, Snowflake, cloud, and so on. The list goes endless, right? So you need a continuous effort and be patient every day. If you put some time, then you will definitely reach into your goal. So consistency actually matters over time. It matters more than speed. So make sure you are consistent, and even if it takes some time, you still achieve that goal. Coming to our next question, should I learn SQL or Python first? That is a very important question, because SQL and Python are very important for data engineering role. However, I would say SQL is the bread and butter of data engineers. Why I say that? It's because you store all the data in a database. And in order to get that data from database, you need a SQL language, which is structured query language. If you don't know SQL, it will be difficult to retrieve the data from SQL. And it's not only the basic SQL you need from basic to advanced SQL in order to land into a data engineering job. Or even if you are in data engineering and you are not pro at SQL, make sure you become a pro at SQL so that your day-to-day activity becomes easier. Then comes the Python. You cannot even ignore Python because Python and SQL goes hand in hand after you learn SQL. There are so many things that you can do easily using Python. You can also automate a lot of things using Python. Python gives a lot of modules. This is an open source. So you get a lot of modules like datetime module, then you have the NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn. There are so many modules that are open source that you can leverage for data engineering and data analysis. Now, before coming to the module, you go ahead, learn the basics of the programming language, the Python. Like you learn about the variable, you learn about the control flow, you learn about the for loop, then you also learn about the file handling, error exceptions, and exception handling, and so on, right? The list is again huge, but make sure you at least know the fundamentals of Python and you are able to write the code before actually landing into the data engineering role. So the next topic that we have is the job description says I need Python, Spark, Airflow, AWS, Kafka, Databricks, data warehouse, whatnot, and so many more things. Do I need to know all of that? This is a very interesting question and a very genuine question, I would say, that I have collected. It's because the data engineering field is very fast and every day the tools and technologies are getting improved. And every day a new tool, I would say, is coming up in the market. And with the evolution of AI, now it is much more faster, right? Everything is getting a lot faster improvement. However, saying that, you don't need to learn everything from start to end when you are joining into a data engineering role. You need to create a roadmap in order to do a preparation strategy, what you need to learn. And saying that, I have already created a complete roadmap, what exactly you need to learn and what should be your first step, second step, third step, fourth step, and so on. So go ahead, watch that video and prepare yourself according to that roadmap, which will really help you to get into the data engineering role. So now, the straight answer for this question is no. However, make sure you go ahead, learn SQL, which I mentioned, it's the bread and butter, then the Python, which is the programming language, along with it, learn Spark, then you learn one orchestration tool like Airflow, and also if you have some time, learn about Databricks and so on. Once you get into a job, then you can actually enhance your skills and everything, but the learning will never stop. I would say the learning will keep on growing, right? Even now also I'm keeping on learning every day. Something new you should learn so that your brain keeps on working and you are engaged, right? Now, so this is the straightforward answer. Everything you don't need. Prepare a roadmap and then jump into what are topics you need in order to crack an interview and land into a job of data engineer. Now we have the question 5. AWS, Azure, GCP. Which one should I learn first? This question I have been asked multiple times, not only the people who are actually trying to get a job in data engineering. However, the people who are already working in the organization as a data engineer, they are also asking the same question. And I also had the same question in the mind when I was trying to see which cloud technology I should learn first. My scenario was different, in which I actually had a project already in Azure where I had to learn Azure first in order to deliver the project. So my journey started with Azure. However, it's not mandated to choose one particular cloud, I would suggest you pick any cloud technology that you want to learn. You first clear up the fundamentals like the security policies, the networking, the IAM, the storage, the cluster. All these are basics. So clear up the basics and then jump into one cloud only. Let's say you are picking up Azure, right? So stick to that Azure. Make sure whatever services data engineers use, like the storage, the Azure Data Factory, the Databricks, all this you go ahead and learn. Do not switch from one cloud technology to another before actually clearing all your fundamentals of one cloud technology like Azure. Once you are clear with one cloud platform, it will be very easy to switch from one platform to another platform. So make sure you are not doing a hide and seek from one platform to another. You are switching and putting only one platform at one go and learning it one at a time. Now, if I talk about Azure, Azure has a bigger marketplace in India and Europe, and it's continuously evolving. And if you talk about the US and NA region, AWS market is wider in terms of the revenue, the volume, and everything. So you can also learn AWS. GCP is a very niche. If you are learning GCP, that also has a very good demand in the market. Now, the question 6, do I need to learn tools like Airflow and Databricks? This question is not for beginners. If you are a beginner to data engineer, then no. But eventually, you need to learn these technologies because Airflow is used for orchestration. Let's say you have built a pipeline and you want to go ahead and schedule that pipeline. You need an orchestration tool, that is an Airflow. So you will eventually need Airflow to learn and actually execute the pipelines in Airflow in your projects. So yes, you need to learn it, but not at the beginning. What about Databricks? Databricks is evolving in very rapid space. Now, Databricks is actually in demand in market. Again, I would say once you clear up your fundamentals, then pick up the Databricks because that is in demand and it will help you click of a button. Basically, you can spin up your cluster and you can execute your PySpark code. So that is really helpful. So whatever videos I actually mention or I actually show you in the code, those are in Databricks because that's very easy to use and it's also free. The community edition is free. So you can spin up a cluster anytime and you can start executing your code. So that is a very good way actually to learn it as well. Now, if you talk about Databricks, then it also has its own orchestration. Using the workflow, you can actually orchestrate your pipelines. So eventually, yes, you need to learn these technologies once you are very much clear and confident about the basics of data, of the complete data profile like your Python, SQL, PySpark, and so on. Question 7, will AI replace data engineers? Okay, this is a very spicy question, and this question everyone has there in their mind. Even in my mind, the same question arises. Will AI replace data engineers? AI will not replace data engineers. However, the people who are using AI will replace the data engineers. So this is a quote that's been given by NVIDIA. Now, what does that mean? AI will help you in increasing your productivity. It will help you in automate the parts of data engineering. For example, you want to write a code in PySpark. You can tell AI to write a code in PySpark. It will give you the result back. Let's say you are getting some error and ask AI to debug. It can go ahead and debug. Let's say you want to create a pipeline and you want it in a JSON format, then you can ask AI to create a pipeline and give you the JSON result back. It will give you the JSON result back. However, it will not be able to do a strategical thinking. It will not be able to do a mapping of data according to your business requirement. So for that, you need your mind where you need your business analysis, your data mapping, your data modeling, and the data that you get from different sources, how you can actually make it more optimized and make it more reliable to your user, data scientist, or your customer. Because the data that you get from the source is really messy, and you need to organize it in a very proper way in order to give you the data. So what kind of data you need to give to your stakeholders, that decision you need to make. The AI cannot make that decision right now. Maybe in future, you never know. But right now, you need to go ahead and make sure you take those decisions. So I would say you have to go ahead, keep learning, don't stop learning. You cannot just follow tutorials. You have to keep learning, and you have to be in the pace of the market in order to go ahead and upskill yourself so that you are actually not left behind. So if you keep adapting, learning the cloud technologies, and understanding the AI assisted data engineering, you will always be in demand. So don't be fear out that AI will take our jobs. However, make sure you upskill yourself as per the standard so that you are in demand in the organization or in the market. So to wrap it up, all these questions I had from different people, and therefore I thought to collate and share it with you. And if you have any more questions apart from this, then do put it in the comment section. I will answer all the questions in the next part of the video. And if you really learned something and you had some insight, then also you can put it in the comment. And if you like the video, then do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. Catch you in the next one. Until then, keep learning, keep building, keep motivated.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.